This video is designed to showcase the feedback management module to you in Rippl. And the reason we built this is because we had customers who were struggling either with the volume of ideas and suggestions they were getting from their workforce and the difficulty of actually processing that and getting it up to the right stakeholder or decision maker in the business who can actually take that idea and make it into something tangible that can improve the business. Or we have the other end of the spectrum where because you don't have those processes in place, perhaps we're not promoting very much to the workforce that actually we do want to hear your ideas. We are listening to you and we want to hear how you can improve the business. And therefore people aren't being heard in the first place. The other option could be that you have a real volume of ideas and suggestions that may be going in physical comments boxes or going to an email inbox, but you don't have the ways of processing it. So a couple of challenges, and I'm going to show you how what we've built in Rippl helps tackle those. So the first step of the process is you actually want to gather the feedback from the employee. So the way that works is you would have in the menu somewhere the opportunity to go and submit your idea. Quite simply with the Rippl demo site, we've just got this ideas hub set up. This is an always on deck that allows someone to, they can actually keep resubmitting ideas should they want to. It's not a one-time thing. Of course, you can change the imagery, the text, and the questions. But just to give you an example, we have a submission form here where it's asking just for the idea in one simple sentence, nice and easy, asking for them to categorize it to make it easier for the person who's going to triage the ideas in a minute. A bit more detail and why they think it would work and its impact. But obviously you can layer on other questions here. Has anything been tried before in the business? What went wrong? What could the cost impact be of this, both in terms of implementing it versus savings, all of that good stuff. You can make it as detailed as you want. So the user submits that, they'll get a notification to say thank you for your idea. We'll be in touch soon with their response. And then the next stage would be this feedback management area. So what happens is as soon as that idea is sent into the system, the person who is going to triage these ideas is going to be notified to say, hey, look, there's 5 new ideas in the system for you to go and have a look at. The system will let you know about that, so you're not waiting on you to go and have a look in there. And so in this instance, I've just got it coming from generically, but this could be Joe Blogs who submitted idea number 36. It tells you the date. You can add some internal notes if there's a couple of you working on these ideas, you're not quite sure. But you can then see all the answers to those questions. So this one's about a rapid checkout lane for the supermarket. And they go into detail about how they think it can improve things at Monty's. And so because we've already asked for the categories, this makes it a little bit easier, but we are then asking in the system for this person to officially choose who do we want this to go to. So this is where we're asking for either a subject matter expert within the business or a stakeholder who has the responsibility or the authority to actually respond to this idea and say, hey, this is a brilliant idea, we need to do this, or actually, no, this isn't great, or any of the in-betweens. So I would tick the one that I feel this idea should go to. So in this example, it could be Jonathan Fan, who is responsible for kind of cost efficiencies. So I could click that one, and then Jonathan's going to receive a notification from the platform to say, hey, Jonathan, there's a new idea for you to go and respond to, go and take a look. So that part of the process, which is the final part, is in the review feedback section. And this is where I would go to delegated to me. And I've currently only got one delegated to me. And it's a different one to the one we just saw. But you can see here that it's a different format, but it's all the same information we just saw on the triage section. But it allows me to read through it. And then as that subject matter expert, I need to decide, okay, great idea or bad idea. All of these ratings are customizable, and you can have them on a scale. Either not so great, not going to think about it, but thank you very much, or excellent, we need to do this straight away, or something in between, like we're already working on this, but thank you anyway for thinking of it. Each time you select a rating, the system's clever enough to say, actually, you can have some templates already in the background, because the reason this sits in the recognition and reward platform is listening to someone hear an idea also makes them feel recognized, just in the same way that sending a peer-to-peer recognition might make someone feel. So what we don't want is for this just to shoot off a number to someone and say, no thanks, we're not going to do this. We want to put a little bit of time and effort to saying, thank you for your idea, but this is the reason why we're not doing it, or fantastic, we want to hear more from you, we're going to take this on board and we're going to investigate this. So you can go and insert a template, which makes it nice and easy for the stakeholder to respond to. And of course, you can go change it so it's specific should they want to. You then click respond to feedback, And that bit of feedback is going to go back to that original user who submitted their idea. So it's closing the feedback loop and only within a couple of clicks. So it's trying to, minimize effort for all parties involved, but ultimately trying to make that person who did give their idea to us feel recognized and listened to. Um, it doesn't end there though, of course, because as a business, you then want to be able to collate all of these ideas so you can take it to the next town hall, annual meeting, or get together where you're actually going to work out what you can do with these ideas. And so naturally within the back end of the system, you'll have a whole reporting dashboard which tells you how many ideas you've had, which ones have been rated as which numbers. And so you can easily export them out to then sit down as a business and take them where they need to go in terms of actioning those ideas. But yeah, hope you find that interesting. Of course, these can be used in lots of different ways. So the world is your oyster in terms of, this is around suggestions and ideas. But if these were business challenges, employee relation issues, or things that need to be raised with certain people in the business, then you can use this in any way you need to.